What?
Oh, there goes John. Party, John.
That's a good introduction. The first thing the stream sees is John 2 bottles. And then he freezes. Oh boy, it's gonna be a good night.
Frame.
So,
Wow.
session 12 recap.
What?
Last episode, the team finally arrived in the coastal city of Cardi. Along the way, they had been separated from their travel partner, and with many people pointing to the same place of work, they made their way towards the Blue Neck Tavern in search of leads of where they should go next. There in the tavern, the Brotherhood had their choice to speak with a number of individuals. Rigurd had spoken with a tattooed fellow Calist by the name of Rin, and was invited to the Calist housing to speak of his knowledge about the disappearances of the other Calist. Felix had spoken to Brooke and his issues with his job in the sewers beneath the city, although he adamantly denied help unless Felix were to have the recommendation of a guard member. Char spoke with a young woman they discovered to be Diana's sister, named Morta. And finally, the entire Brotherhood decided to speak to the off-duty guard, who asked more personally that they look for his friend Safflower in the hopes her recent absence does not become a more serious affair. After giving the team the location of her gym within the city, the guard member was placed into a defensive position while he expressed his displeasure at the interactions between himself and Rigurd, who was one of the perceived callous by his own mission. Once he realized the team was upset beyond his intent, the guard politely excused himself and left. We pick back up this session on around 4 p.m. on Monday. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. So the current day is June 21st, 2997, around 4 p.m. You guys are... I believe you wanted to talk to Rin first, but he said that he would only talk to you guys in the Calist housing, where he was a little bit more free to speak openly. So, the Felix, Char, and Rigurd, you guys go outside of the Blue Neck Tavern with Hadrian, and there's almost like a little swap of personality between Hadrian and Arkul, where last session Arkul was just kind of like, I just want to sit by the side and enjoy the view, you know, to where Arkul now is like, oh, hey guys, and then Hadrian is like, well, now I just want to sit and enjoy the view. It seems really nice.
Must be something in the air here.
Must be something.
Must be some view.
I just needed to clear my head after the incident.
You mean with Kendra?
Yeah, we don't talk about her anymore.
And then Kendra shows up. No. So
I stab her in the chest.
you are immediately arrested. Murder.
As long as she's dead.
Immediately.
As long as she's dead.
So, you guys are not sure when Rin will be off, but you have the entire city to explore, and the evening is yours. What would you like
You
to
said
do?
it's about what time?
4.
Well, that guard told us where the gym was if we want to go say hi to Safflower, I think her name was.
Yeah. That works
I
for
say
me.
we go see if she's still there.
Sounds like a plan. We can't go to the Calist housing until the afternoon anyway.
I guess we'll have to kill some time and then we can go later.
Yeah, so the 4 of you, Hadrian hangs behind. You guys start to explore the city for a bit. Hadrian, Felix and Rigurd make investigation checks.
Now I have to refer to my character sheet because I still don't know what my modifier is.
I was gonna say modifiers are always iffy for me, so let me try and figure out.
Where are you?
Okay, yeah, I was
That's
gonna
not
say
just
it's
a +0
intelligence, right?
anymore.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take it. I got an 18.
Mine's a 3.
Yeah, so as you guys are exploring the city, Rigurd, you're having a little bit of like flashbacks of kind of the irritation when you were in the forest with Felix, and the only difference, like now, instead of every time you're trying to sneak up on an animal and then he steps on a twig or just starts talking, now it's like Rigurd's like looking over the city and he's like, okay, I think I'm starting to get the lay of the land here. We came this way, we went around that corner and it didn't go anywhere. We've already been over there, and Felix is like, oh, a gift shop, and steps by and peruses some of the wares for a bit. And,
No, Felix, wait!
and then you guys continue on down the road, and you guys can smell a little bit of food in the air from street vendors, and Felix runs over. Oh, look, sushi!
No, Felix. Cooked fish. Only cooked fish.
Only cooked fish. That's the rule. You know that.
We'll get food later. We have a mission to complete.
And you guys do see I'll just describe it here so you guys know some of the other options while you're exploring. So while you guys are headed to where Rigurd is pretty sure where the gym is, you do see, if you guys remember last session, I described a bit of the beacon, which is the headquarters for the guard here and you're more in the area around the beacon, so the tower that is on top of the hill now is even more prominent and even more grand the closer you guys get. Its size that climbs into the sky, practically touching the clouds even, is something of an engineering marvel, because I don't think Arkul is probably, not that he's not impressed by the size of it, but he Arkul and probably a little bit of Rigurd in your life in Cone, that you guys have seen comparable structuring of buildings in terms of height and grandness. So you guys pass the beacon. That's on the other side of the map. You guys also notice that along the coast of this city there are various lighthouses. So while you're traveling from the Blue Neck Tavern, which is about in the middle of the layout, like left to right of the city, as you guys are moving towards the west side of the city, you pass 4 lighthouses, or at least you can see 4 that are all along the line of the coast. Each one has a different color of paint and stripe pattern. Kind of hard to tell exactly what they are from a distance, but you can certainly make out those details. And then since you are getting closer to the beacon and some of the more guard associated buildings, you do pass a small building that is a representation of the Guild of Safe Travel. So the guild has scheduled postings. If you guys want to check that out, that's something to there. If you guys want to check it out, that's an option. I'll leave it at that.
Guild of Safe Travels.
Mm-hmm. So, as Rigurd is leading you guys through the city, he reins Felix in it eventually, and you guys do pull up on her gym, or at least a building that's literally just marked gym, and you can see much of the greenery around the building looks to be a bit overgrown. You don't see any signs of vandalism or like attempted break-ins. Everything looks to be in pretty good order, other than the siding is a little cobwebby, some of the windows are pretty dirty, and the general landscaping is overgrown. But there's no one around the gym, and there's no one inside the gym, as far as you can tell.
You're saying gym like GYM, like almost like Pokemon gym or workout gym, right?
No,
Well, unless there's
J-I-M.
yeah, there's just
I'm just making sure I'm hearing you correctly.
yeah, there's a very
no one
large
is
man.
inside of gym.
Yeah,
But yeah, gym.
like gymnasium. Yes.
Okay.
Can I go up and knock on the door? and then try to open the door if nobody answers in like a minute.
Yeah, Char walks up, knock, 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 and Mally, she'll like, well, let me try. Maybe I can and you just hear the tiniest little click. She's like, no, I don't think anybody's in there. And
I will open the door if I can. If it's like unlocked. I'm not forcing it.
right, yeah, the door is locked. It rattles as the lock keeps it secure.
Do you think maybe there's another entrance we can try?
They might be closed up for the day.
Are there any shops nearby that are open? Like across the street there's like a guy selling corn or something. I don't know.
Is there
a corn salesman?
Is there a guy with a cabbage cart?
Coincidentally, there is a corn
Oh, no.
salesman nearby.
Oh really? Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, he yeah, from what you guys can tell, he appears to be humanoid in nature. He's got kind of shaggy curly hair growing over the sides of his head.
Are you real right now? And he's selling corn.
Am I real?
Yeah, is he actually selling corn?
Are you
Several.
joking with her?
Several
or is
cops.
this-
Oh my god.
Several cops.
Bushels.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a little stand with a nice view of the sea behind him. He's got a parasol over his, almost like those mobile ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called when the cases are on like the front of a bike. I don't know if that has
Yeah, I
a
know what you're
specific
talking
name,
about.
but the little mobile vendor stand.
Mhm.
But he's got corn, okay.
Yeah, his mobile corn vendor stand. Yeah, MCVS.
Is the corn still in the husk?
The
or
corn
did we
vendor
already shut
stand.
it?
It's a CVS. Oh, what was that, John?
Coined.
God, first off, the CVS. Boo.
No one else can take it now. It's mine. It's mine forever. They owe me money.
Secondly, is the corn already shucked or is it still in the husk?
He has a variety of corn. He has husked, shucked, flucked, cooked, buttered, salted, and raw.
Raw! Don't give John that option.
Raw corn.
I was
yeah.
gonna say, I'll go to the grocery store right now and get a raw ear of corn.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to this corn salesman.
Yeah, he seems like he was just enjoying the day, enjoying the view. 4 p.m. doesn't seem to be a particularly high hour of corn sales, so he's just sitting back enjoying the view. Well, hey, howdy, hey there. What can I do for you? Can I interest you in some corn?
I would love some corn, actually.
All right,
What
would you like?
kinds do you have?
And so he starts. So he's got the big square container on the front end of his bike. He's like, "What kinds of corn do I have? Let me show you what kinds of corn that I have." Yeah. And he starts pulling out smaller trays that have different kinds of corn. So you've got the yellow kernel corn. You've got
Thank God.
the I actually don't know what like that amber kind of color looking corn. The ones that are like mixed all that color.
Indian
then-
corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for corn sales. So.
Dude be peddling the corn.
I'm sorry.
And so he's
I didn't think you were gonna go with it either.
This is the combat encounter. It's the corn salesman. He must die.
I don't
for the
like
sake of the realm.
Yeah, you guys start getting real lippy with him. Now this isn't
So,
this isn't the right kind of conversation to make a sale.
Corn
So-
conversation.
You better
I
go
just
shuck
wanna-
right off.
You just
So,
wanna
all
butter
these little
corn.
containers inside the
Weapon
crate
is a
are,
corn sword.
is all the corn fed like in a clip, like vertically. It's all fucking.
God.
There's a little plate and spring, so every time he takes a piece of corn off, it feeds the other one up.
Did you just say a
Like
clip?
Pez.
Did you just
Yeah.
Dispenser
did you
for
just say a
corn?
clip? Aren't you a marine?
Fuck off.
Don't say that around.
It's a
Joe.
cornucopia.
Oh.
Put it in the cornucopia.
I will have one buttered corn to share with my friend in my pocket.
Yeah,
How
you
much?
look down and Mally is like, I can smell the quality. And he's like, yeah, that'll
Felix-
be 2 copper, please.
I'll hand
Felix
him.
will ask.
Do you have any corn sushi? I wasn't allowed to get some back there.
He's like getting his corn ready for char. Well, yeah, I have. What?
You know, I don't know. I just found out what sushi is like 5 minutes ago. It's basically just raw fish wrapped in rice. Do you have any corn sushi?
And you can see like the gears turning in his head. Why, yes, I do. This right here, and he pulls out just an unpeeled corn
A raw piece
cob.
of.
So as you may know, sushi is raw fish, right? You don't cook it. Now this corn is raw, fresh out the field. Couldn't be any better. This is the sushi corn that you are after, my friend.
Well, I guess corn sushi is pretty common because we have that back at the stronghold. And he'll, a minor illusion, what he would perceive in his brain as corn sushi. So it'd literally be like a roll of rice with like really delicious, like fried looking corn kernels. And he's like, could you do something like that? Or is that something maybe you could sell in the future?
Well, in the future, that there might be a pretty good idea. Right now, I don't have any rice on hand. I do have plenty of corn on hand. If you want some corn in your hand, I can sell that to you today. But at the moment, without the rice, I cannot create. And he's like trying to grab the image, whatever that is. But,
It's corn sushi.
well, here, I'll make you a deal. Can you remove the rice out of this image?
Sure. And then he does.
And then he'll take like a really sharp knife and he'll like behind the stand, and he'll put a bowl like exactly where the image is. Now that right there is corn sushi tartare. Now that's exactly what you need.
Oh my god!
This is exactly what you're after.
All right, I'm gonna roll for this because I don't think Felix is this stupid, but I want to roll for it just to freaking see.
What are you
If it's
rolling?
higher, I'm just gonna roll. If it's higher than a 10,
Roll what?
he'll be like, I'm just gonna roll a d20. Just
Okay.
and if it's higher than a 10, Felix will be like, wow, great. If lower, he'll just be like, wait, what? Okay, that's a nat 20, so he's just gonna be like,
That
Wow.
looks amazing.
and he'll give him 2 copper.
Thank you.
And don't forget the corn sushi idea. I feel like that would really sell.
I think that is a good idea, and he's like rolling his eyes a little bit, but I will consider that very much.
He'll munch the corn.
While we're munching on this delicious corn, do you have any news about that gym over there? Like, I couldn't get inside. It looked like they locked it.
He looks over. Oh yeah, old Safi's. Yeah, she's taking on quite a lot of people come out there feeling pretty good. Not too many people win, but as far as I know, she's pretty strong enough to hold her own. I haven't seen her in a while. Now that you mention it, I mostly tend to my corn. And he starts like put it all back in the stand, and he looks at
Understandable.
he looks at Arkul and he looks at Arkul. Did you want any corn? I got corn.
I'm good. Thank you very much, though.
Very nice.
It's really good.
And do you want any for your
His
guest?
name is Rigurd. He's our friend.
Go ahead. Say it.
Corn lover?
I think he is offering you some corn if you wanted any, Rigurd.
Felix sneakily slips a kernel to Mally.
Yeah, so like while Char is looking over at Rigurd, Felix just, and he can already hear her like going to town on some corn in the pocket, like and then like as soon as he gets close to the pocket, it stops. And the little nose pokes out. And then just like these two little paws actually, she'll skewer it with the toothpick and then just like duck back in the pocket, and she continues munching.
Big munch.
Big munch.
Sure, I'll take a piece of corn.
You want a whole piece, half piece, quarter piece? What you want?
Do you want some of my tartar?
That is good tartar.
It is really good.
No, I should be fine. You said you had one with butter on it?
Lots of butter. Always got butter.
Let me get one of those.
Whole, half, quarter, eighth. That's where
Let me
my
get,
that's where my math stops, actually. What's beyond that, I don't know.
What is he, a drug dealer?
I was gonna say, is he gonna sell an ounce of corn?
Yeah, he looks.
I went for Graham.
He looks at you guys and he pulls it. He like starts slowly pulling out a scale. Do you want an ounce of corn?
Just takes a little razor blade.
Yeah.
All the other corn salesmen stepped on corn. On corn.
Let me get a half.
Half a corn.
He just breaks it in voice crack. Goodness gracious. He breaks it in half, slathers it with butter,
Oh, slather it.
and he'll put it on those little like
The skewers.
they're not like
The
I don't know if they're actually
The
called, but
picks?
the small ones. Yeah,
little horn holders.
yeah, and they're shaped like little lighthouses, and they go on the side.
Oh my god.
Hey, you guys wanted this.
The
I'm just
fact
trying
that
to
you're
provide.
making all this up as you fucking go is great.
Hella dope.
But
Hey, Arkul, can you help me out real quick?
Yeah, what do you need?
Can you can you do your thing?
No, we can't light any fires here, remember?
I want to cook it.
Well, cook it.
Maybe the corn salesman has a fire that you can cook it.
I do have cooked
There's
corn.
got to be a fire in there.
You want to cook corn?
Wait,
I got cooked corn.
why can't I make fire?
I don't know. Why asking me?
We got attempted murder charges, remember?
I think
What?
right now, our friendly corn salesman is learning a lot about us. I think we just need to ask him another question real quick here. Do you know where we could find Safflower if she's not in the gym?
I am learning a great deal about you. And he starts putting his corn away. Like, I think our transactions here are completed. No, I do not. I have not seen her for a few days. You may want to check the wetlands. That's where most of them Ganassi types live.
Okay. Well, that is definitely helpful. Have you seen her with anybody else recently, or no?
Every so often, some Callus been coming around. I haven't seen too many of them with whoever owns them. I was figuring they may be here on some chores, but ain't many chores come from a gym, and god damn it, they didn't pick up no corn neither.
Very unfortunate, but the
Well,
corn
it's
is
fine corn.
delicious,
Thank you,
and
thank you.
it's good. I appreciate it.
Always got to be ready to sell corn. You never know when that need to sell corn might come up.
No, you never know when you could be hungry. So yeah, corn is good.
Definitely at the
Thus,
spot.
corn.
Well, it sounds like maybe we need to take a trip to the wetlands.
Well, there was also that guild back there that we could check out. There might be some people that could point us in the right direction.
The people who care about our safety?
The one...
It was the Guild of Safe Travels,
Yeah.
so potentially.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, and he's still like
They might
packing
be
up.
able to help us get there safely.
Well, we're gonna head there, Mr. Corn Salesman. Thank you for the corn. It was delicious.
Yeah, thank you very much for your patronage.
As they walk away, Felix is gonna look back.
Don't forget about corn sushi. Seriously. Don't forget.
Nope, I won't. He like mounts the bike and he has one of those little horns on on like the handlebars, and you guys hear it as he starts biking away. Herky, herky. It's the corn horn here. It's the corn horn. Anybody needs a corn?
God.
I thought you were gonna be like, "Auga!"
No. No, I mean, you can hear him as he's just going off. Corn horn, don't be torn. Come and try my corn. You there? Is that a newborn? Want some corn? Anyone forsaken or forlorn, come get some corn.
Stop.
Dude,
Let's
can you
travel to
please?
the-
You have to clip that because my brother is gonna think that's the funniest fucking thing ever. Please, that was like some Happy Gilmore shit, dude.
Oh my god.
I'm crying.
So like, as we're walking away, like,
No, don't. Christian, don't tell him about it. Just let him discover it.
He's gonna, dude. He's gonna be like, "Did you see this moment with Crib?" I'm gonna be like, "I was there, bro."
I was there. Oh. Any hoodles.
as we're walking away, I'm just kind of like, so he just gave this to me for free because he didn't ask for money.
Wow, he must have really liked you.
Yeah, see, maybe some people like you in this town.
Yeah, he didn't really care about the whole activism thing.
You're getting
Robot
robot-y
Felix
again.
is very hard to understand.
Hello?
Well, that
Okay.
came through.
Sorry.
Say that.
Well,
Whatever Felix said. Say it again.
He just said it seemed like he didn't really care much about the whole classism thing going on in the city.
I don't know about that one. He wanted to say something and then he stopped.
I think
Well-
he just wants to sell corn.
I think at the end of the day, the fact that he didn't say anything and he treated you like a normal person is what matters.
He probably just didn't want any more trouble.
I think we made him a little nervous with the whole murder charge.
Attempted murder is different.
I don't believe we were ever charged, only threatened.
No, you were definitely charged, and then they lowered the charges. It was in the whole thing.
We received the charge at the gate as we entered the city.
Oh, that must have been when I went on my spirit journey in my head.
Yeah, Arkul, you definitely seemed a little distant and forlorn. Lorn.
Again, I was processing.
Corn.
Yeah,
Corn.
and you
Corn.
hear
Corn.
you hear him in the background like somebody. He looks at Felix. Do you want more corn? I had the phone low and call. Here, there's my corn horn.
I hate the fact that I have already dubbed this session the episode of corn.
My face is red from laughing so fucking hard, dude.
I
Oh
mean-
my god.
This is all we needed, corn. I was
Rachel,
kind of hungry for corn, so this
Rachel,
is
I
good.
hope you know this is all you're doing.
I mean, I just said I was kind of hungry for corn myself, so my character got to satisfy some corn hunger, but not me.
There's a guy on TikTok. He's literally known as the corn guy. I'm sending him this entire episode because he would fucking meme it. I swear. He has a fuck ton of followers.
Is he the guy who just starts screaming whenever there's corn nearby?
Yeah, he does like the corn gibberish where he's like, that's the corn guy. And dude, we're fucking friends on TikTok. Like we DM each other. I'm sending him this. You think I won't?
He slowly like bikes by you guys. Y'all better best get a poncho. There's a corn storm coming. and this one he looks at you guys like, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm laughing.
Don't quit your day job.
Rigurd's like laughing, but he's hiding his smile because people don't like to see goblin teeth.
Oh.
Do you think he's part dragon and he breathes corn?
He must be dragon corn.
He's like writing something down real quick on the stand. You just got yourself a free shuck.
Free
I'm telling you, corn sushi.
One free
shuck.
You throw corn.
Yeah, and
you don't want to make him angry. He might chuck you.
he like walks over real quick. Here's your corn coupon. I like to call them corn pawns, but that doesn't quite settle on most people's right. So here it is nonetheless.
The incredible corn. You won't like him when he's corn.
Wait, did I get the free corn coupon?
One free shuck.
Felix pockets that bad boy, add it to inventory, because he will get a free shuck at some point.
Shuck. Okay. Anyway, I think it's I think we're good on the corn. I think we're good on the corn bit.
Oh, it's gonna keep going all fucking night.
Oh my god, my fucking face hurts from laughing.
Well, I'm gonna have to start. I'll look up more like
Corn rhymes.
corn information. So then, next time, we'll see where it goes.
The fact that was improv, wow, god tier.
So where would you guys? You guys have.
Guild of Safe Travels.
Making our way.
Okay. Yeah. So
Should we go to the wetlands and confirm that Safflower is there?
Rigurd, that bit died like 2 blocks ago. We have to figure out the Guild of Safe Travels. I mean, it definitely sounds like they might be able to point us in the right direction at least.
Are you sure that bit's dead, Felix? Because you're still laughing too.
You know, I'm just really giddy about my free corn shuck coupon.
And you guys can still see him like a couple blocks behind you. And now he's right. You can see him mouthing the word and writing down corn firm.
I feel like he's literally like casually like biking behind it, like really
us?
far. Yeah, like creepily, and it's like the best. Wait, did we ever get the dude's name?
Nope.
No. The
Oh
corn
no,
man.
unnamed corn salesman. We're not getting his name.
Yeah, it has to stay that
cannot.
way.
I swear to God, if we're just like, if we're going to the fucking Calist, like,
Dude, he's probably the
Living
fucking
quarters?
slave keeper. He's probably the slave keeper of the fucking callous part. I
no,
guarantee it.
I swear to God, if we're walking towards the fucking Calist living quarters at night and all we hear in the fucking distance of night is,
Like one single street light is illuminated, and you just see a squeaky wheel come up.
he's just following us.
While the parasol is down, it looks like a corn.
Right.
No! Is the cart shaped like a corn? Like it's not a box, it's just elongated.
No, they're boxes. They're boxes.
God damn it, that's
Oh my
disappointing.
gosh.
Oh my god.
But when the
Rachel, you had to say, is there a corn stand nearby?
Corns?
I wanted corn, and it was the first food that came to mind when I thought of a street vendor or a shop.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry.
Oh, dude, I will say, like, fucking, elote, like, Mexican street corn is so freaking
That's
good.
what it is. That's
That's
the
what I
fucking
was
cart
saying.
name we were looking for.
Elote.
Rachel, you said it, and now he's in the game. It's fucking cornin.
There's just an Elotera man.
I'm excited. I am enthralled that I've brought to life an
I love
idea that
D&D.
could be
Birthed a
No.
whole character into the
full
game.
characters.
You never, as a DM man, you gotta be ready for these kinds of things. Like you just don't know.
That was
Other
so enjoyable. That was so
Corn
enjoyable.
puns. That was great.
That
Anyway.
was all out of the blue. I'm
Anyway.
so happy our group
geeking.
can fucking go with that.
As you guys are going through the streets and seeing the similar sights that you had seen on your way to the gym, the Guild of Safe Travel, it doesn't appear to be anything fanciful. You guys can let me think. Rigurd has seen them before. The rest of you have not, and that includes you, Arkul. So the building appears to be, it's an elongated shape. It doesn't appear, while you're looking at the face of it, it is elongated. There are a few sets of doors, and some people are going in and out, really not very many, like under 5. And even those 5 appear to be either checking some postings and then leaving, or maybe putting up postings of their own. And there are pictures of the vehicles that travel through this particular building. So Rigurd is like, yes, trains. I've seen a train before. I know what they are. The rest of you have not seen this this incredibly, impossibly sized machinery that does unknown things, but from the postings and the verbiage and the posters, it seems that they somehow speed up travel to some degree that you could scarcely imagine. Like, what do you mean I could make this day's travel and get that far? Like, that's impossible. None of you have seen trains, and that includes you, Arkul.
Holy shit.
Asher.
Arkul only gave his friends permission to say Asher. Okay, not. And
Joke.
you guys can see there is a travel time schedule. So, just as a quick explanation, so you guys know how I did this. So, because of where this city is, there aren't a lot of destinations to go to, but they're there nonetheless. The postings of time after the destination is the total travel time from your starting point. So the scheduling here, the first stop is Dyra Heath, Dyra Heath, and that says 3 days behind it. And then the next one is to Fury Keep, 11 days. And so it is not 3 days to Deer Heath and then 11 to Fury. From here to Fury Keep, it's 11 days.
That makes sense.
So if I'm reading this correctly, I could be home in about 11 days. A little longer. Fury Keep is at least close.
That's
How
where
is
you're
that possible?
from, isn't it?
No, I'm not from that shithole place.
Oh.
I'm from Dragonsvale,
Well,
city of dragons.
City of Dragons.
Arkul, these trains work in wonderful ways. You simply get in, and they're like a moving room, and fall asleep, and magically you're there, and it's a wonderful invention. I couldn't tell you how it runs or.
You fall asleep for 11 days?
It's a long time to
Yeah.
sleep.
I mean, Rigurd doesn't know much about it. All he can say is he's been on.
Rigurd's never been on one.
No?
Well, it sounds like something a wizard made for sure.
Do you guys think a train brought us all together in that field?
I mean, I was definitely sleeping, so probably.
Me too.
That is quite possible.
Whoa.
Most of the travel that I know of is on the wings of a dragon, but they rarely let you do that. Except unless you're here, I guess.
This
I don't
place
think
is full of awesome, cool stuff.
And I will add real quick that so Rigurd, he doesn't know how trains work, but he knows like the association of like, well, if there's a train, there has to be tracks. You guys have not seen tracks throughout the city. You have not felt the rumble of the trains, and yeah, you haven't seen any either.
Is there like an attendant or like someone in the building that we can talk to?
So from what you can see in the building, the glass, like the doors and the windows, are highly reflective, and you actually can't see inside. You see a perfect reflection of yourself and the surroundings, but you do not see inside. But the doors are not locked in any way, because you guys saw a couple people go in and out before.
Do you guys want to go inside and see if they could point us in the direction of the wetlands?
Yes, and I'd also
Yes.
like to see a train.
Yeah, this is crazy. I've never heard of anything like this before.
I just don't know how you can stay asleep for 11 days. That's a very long time, but I mean, I'm sure it's some sort of wizard magic keeping you alive.
I never really even left my village before, and this is a lot to process.
Rigurd's stupidity is contagious. Good to know.
What do you gotta think? They've never seen a train.
I mean, we've
before.
never seen this before. What do you expect?
Exactly, which is why I'm loving this, because now it's just like, all right, how am I gonna fuck with the group from now on?
This is very. I've never had a need to step into Fury Keep, but I can't believe those hooligans got one. Very
What
What was the name of
interesting.
the other location?
Dira
something?
Heath, Dyra. Dira, you can call it whatever you want. I know what you mean.
Do you guys think that Deer Heath is in the wetlands?
It could be. We could ask them inside. I mean, that sounds very wetlands.
It does. It definitely sounds like wetlands.
And he'll go inside.
Me too.
I will follow.
Yeah. So, excuse me. So, as soon as you guys approach the door and they part before you, everything you see behind the doors is impossibly sized compared to the building you thought you were entering. So as far as you guys know, and you're still within the center of Cardi, you're not really sure. But as soon as you crest the doors, the space of this building expands exponentially. There appears to be maybe 50 yards just outward, and you guys can see
I know this spell.
you guys can see here there are actually only there are only two train tracks, so there's enough space, so it's about 50 yards from you guys to the wall on the opposite side of where you're standing. Between that, there are numerous tall standing pillars, classic subway tile, of course, and there is maybe, what would that be? How wide are train tracks?
Train tracks are usually about like
They're about as wide as a
6 foot
train.
wide.
Like, fuck you.
About 6 foot wide.
Are they 6? Okay.
I was gonna say, if you think about it, typically you can like walk with your feet in between them, pretty, it's like narrow.
I
Yeah, I
meant
don't think
I meant
they're
like
6
rail to
foot.
rail.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that long.
I'd say maybe 2 feet, if
I was
that.
gonna say like arms, like
Oh.
not even full wingspan.
Well, you're talking
probably.
about the car itself, which is already bigger than the tracks.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because the tracks are probably, like you said, the tracks are probably like arm to arm, because you see people
Yeah.
walking. Yeah.
I mean, the tracks are this big. The train itself is like this big.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna Google it. Train track dimensions.
Gork.
They're gonna be like 4 to 6 foot. They are not. There's no way they're 2 foot. That is too narrow for a big ass train.
Well, no, if you we're
I
agreeing
said
with you,
2 to
John, like
3.
your wingspan probably like 4 to 6 feet.
24 to 36 inches.
Probably about 4 feet, because if you think of a person,
That's what I was
that's
thinking.
tied down to the train tracks.
Yeah, I always
Well,
think
you
I'm
know,
thinking like
the
Red
neck
Dead
of
Redemption
their
right
Person
now.
tied down to the train
No,
tracks.
he's
yeah,
on.
it's for their
That was
necks,
my
their
first
ankles.
image.
Honestly,
That was
that's like a really good thought process. Yeah.
That was my first image. Was
Probably about
fucking
4
Red
feet.
Dead Redemption.
Ah, here we go. 34 millimeters. That helps. No, it doesn't, because I speak American.
Millimeters.
How many cheeseburgers is that?
I speak.
It's exactly 27.5. Duh.
Oh, exactly. I know what that.
20
what that
27.5 burger meters, dude.
Burger meter.
24 cheeseburgers per corporate bailout.
27.5 corns.
Yes, corn.
We'll measure anything except the metric system.
Yo, how many corns is that?
I'm just gonna go with 4 feet. I don't really.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
let me-
your fantasy universe.
let me phrase
It
it
can be
this way.
anything you want.
Let me phrase it
Yeah,
this way.
these things could be floating for all we know.
I care more about the corn than the train tracks at this point in my life. You know what I mean?
Good.
Like,
I love it.
instead of that,
corn nuts,
instead of railroad ballast, like these
corn on
tracks
the
can
top.
be
some kettle corn.
can be
some
stabilized
popcorn,
on corn.
some candy corn.
Okay, I hear
Is
you
it a
over
corn
there.
train?
Yeah, you ever heard of T rails? How about corn rails? No.
There's C rails.
Anyway.
Corn
So as
power
you
train,
guys
let's be honest.
as you guys enter this space, there is enough room in the. So you guys, you've seen how people board subways.
4 feet.
Nailed it. And so these trains, yeah, we'll put one here. Why not? So you guys can witness the space with the subway tile and the drop of space between the platform you're standing on and the next, and between it are the 2 tracks and this massive feat of engineering. It doesn't appear to be running at the moment. There are a number of people working on it, servicing different parts. There are some. Let me check that real quick. World lore tab.
Oh.
Yeah, why not? So you guys have can see here another race with which you are not familiar. These about Arkul's height, even at a hunch, these 2-foot walking furry creatures. They have this kind of a mustardy yellow fur all over their body. They don't have any leather protection over them at all, other than what would be over their waistline. And they are hauling in these large, what look to be like possibly maybe a sack or some kind of fabric binding of this black material that you can see has left a coating on most of the top half of their fur. You can see as the dust pretty much coats them. They have these long-standing lower jaws. They look to be pretty fierce creatures. They have quite a bit of natural strength as they carry a few of these sacks, which maybe they're about 50 pounds apiece. There are 3 of them at any time, and each of them will have 1 foot chained to another's foot, and they are loading this blackened material onto the I actually don't know the name for it, but the car behind trains that are powered by coal that holds the coal.
The coal car?
Sure.
The corn car?
I was about to say,
I was just about to say the corn.
there has to
car.
be a
The
corn car.
main fossil fuel is corn.
Can we walk up to them?
I was gonna say either them or any attendant or somebody. It's like a conductor or a, I don't know, ticket master.
Yeah, so
Ticket booth?
there are a couple of engineer-looking types who they have a variety of tools on their on these leather work belts. They're also covered in it looks more like oil, like the markings on their face where it looks like they've been dirtied all day, but they have a little bit cleaner of a forehead where they look like they've been wiping away their sweat as they're working on the train in here. But yeah, you stop one. Looks to be more on the... I'm going to say you guys... No, I don't think any of you are familiar with this. You guys are aware of some of the, gnomish, dwarvish, halfling races that are in the world. None of you are super familiar with them. I'm not saying you haven't seen them, but maybe differentiating between them is a little difficult for you guys. You're aware it's probably one of them, but this real short, stout, very dirty guy is he's got arms, he's got cannons for arms, he's wearing like a red flannel shirt with the sleeves rolled up, he's got a wrench in his pocket, a variety of tools in his tool belt, short hair, big bushy beard, and a bulbous nose, and he's working on things, and he sees you guys coming over. All right. I don't see any ticket boys, so what can I do for you?
Hello, Mr. Wizard. Are you the one who powers this train with your powers?
No, I'm not a wizard. You're gonna have to talk to the ones who put up monuments for that.
Are you, do you know if this train goes to the wetlands or not?
The wetlands? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the wetlands. Aye. Yeah, I'll be right back, boys. Come on here. And he'll stubby walk out the door. Opens the door, and you guys feel this nice cool breeze wash in. And he points out to the sea and a little bit to the... You guys would be looking southeast. And then he looks a little bit more to southeast. And you guys can just barely see what he's talking about. Alright, so you got the ocean, yeah, you got the South Sea. We're on the north side of the South Sea, and it's confusing, I know, but that's the way it is. If you look just over there, you can see where they start living. There's a bunch of buildings on the sea. Those are the wetlands. That's where them Gen boys live.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I wasn't very sure. And what was your name again, Mr. Wizard?
I'm not a wizard. You can call me Ruckus.
Ruckus. My name's Felix.
You have any more questions, Felix?
That was all I needed. I don't know if you guys have any more
Alright,
questions.
see you later. And he just steps back in and goes right back up to the train and starts working on it.
He looks to Shar.
He wasn't a wizard.
But he looked very busy, so maybe he's hiding it.
I've never seen someone like that before. He looked like... I thought that's what wizards looked like. I guess I was wrong.
I guess I was wrong, too.
His name was Ruckus.
He seemed very nice, but he seemed like he had things to do.
Ruckus sounds like a wizard name.
Is
Ruckus
there
the
like
wizard?
is there like an information kiosk with someone standing that we can go to?
There is an information kiosk, but there's nobody currently in it, but there are a few pamphlets left over.
Can I take a look at the pamphlets?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Reading material.
I'm looking for a fucking map.
I was gonna say that was like
Yes.
kind of my.
I'm just
Trying
gonna
to get a
start
map
walking in
from
the
the
direction
guy.
he pointed, like, yeah, down the fucking beach and to the fucking marshland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Rigurd,
ready
you're
to
gonna
go.
I
drown.
actually meant to have this for you guys. Sorry about that.
I guess I was kind of on the same page as. Does it look like we can walk there, or does it look like we would have to either swim or take like a boat?
To
Like,
the wetlands?
yeah.
No.
Is it
So
literally like
so-
down the beach, take a right, and then we're there, or is it like
so it's. I mean,
cross
it's,
the ocean?
Now I get you. No, so it's
Yeah.
if you guys remember the picture of Cardi, there were
Yeah.
like the ocean side of that picture. There were extended docks kind of built out into the water where
Got it. Got it.
yeah, the wetlands are part of Cardi, as you guys will soon find out. And
Okay,
they're
okay.
just they're out on the water.
Now I get you, homie G.
Rigurd, I don't know if you want to swim there, but maybe there's an easier way to get there.
I mean, it looks like we can just walk.
Do you guys want to walk there?
I'm up to walk there. That's how we've gotten. We don't need those fancy wizard trains to go places. We can walk.
So do any of those pamphlets have a map?
Right. Is there like a you are here, here's the wetlands? Like a mall map?
You guys, yeah, let me. So I thought you were asking for a travel map, so that's what I prepared at the moment. But to the wetlands, no. I mean,
Unknown PN.
there are
Oh yeah.
there are enough, like, there's those like signs you see at like any travel resort or vacation spot where it's just kind of like this thing that way, this place that way, and it's very easy to find your way to the wetlands. They're not hiding it by any means.
All right, guys, do you want to head in that direction?
I might as well show the stream the map
Works
that I
for
just
me.
showed them. So where you guys are starting in Cardi is on the west side of the mountains that you guys can see. Heath is to the east, and I'm not showing it on stream, but the red arrow that goes down. I actually forgot to mention this bit. There is a note on the travel board that says no train access to Nekeb. Travel times may vary to upwards of 30 days. Arrival and survival is not guaranteed. And that's
So much for the Guild of Safe Travels. Jeez.
and that's from Deer Heath is where you can get to Nekeb. And then just on the north side of the mountains, you guys can see Fury Keep. And
What did that last bit say again?
which last bit?
On the notice board. You said no train access to where?
No train access to Nekeb. Nekheb.
But can be accessed through Durahee, correct?
Yeah, yes, sorry. The trip is first to Heath, and then either to Nekeb or to Fury Keep. They split. And you guys see quite a few advertisements for vacationing in Nekeb. They advertise their clock tower and their grand conduction.
I don't know about clock towers. There's always something scary going on. Sounds like they need people to come stay there. But don't we know somebody that's from Fury Keep?
Hadrian is from Fury Keep.
That's who it is. He hasn't talked this whole session, so I forget.
He's just,
Session. What do you
clearing
mean,
his
session?
head.
The day.
Sometimes we all need to clear our head.
I think he's going through a funk, just like Arkul was. Maybe it's in the air. Who knows which one of us will be next?
Yeah, very true. Well, maybe he'll want to go visit his family at some point, and now we can.
Well, who knows how much money it costs to book a fare onto those trains, but I doubt it's cheap.
If you sleep the whole time, they can't be charging you that much.
I don't know. I've never been on one.
Well, maybe when Hadrian gets out of his funk, we can decide if he wants to go home or not. But for now, I think we need to find our way in the world.
Yep, I guess we gotta go to the wetlands now.
How long would it take us to get there?
So you guys have been walking all around. You guys left the Blue Neck around 4.
Would it be best if we rest it up and then set out in the morning? I guess
You guys
is that what you're getting at,
wherever-
Rachel?
Well,
That would probably be best. It is getting late.
well, should we go visit the guy, the janitor
Right,
guy?
I was gonna say there's like we could go visit the calloused housing
Um,
project real quick.
So I'll phrase it this way. You guys know, so it took about 4 hours to get out to where the gym is, have your conversations, and then get back to about where the Blue Neck is. And the distance to where the calloused are and the wetlands are not an exact distance, but for the sake of like timing in the session and the day, I will say you guys can go to either the wetlands or the calloused housing and then be back by like midnight, 1-ish.
I
Rigurd?
definitely think we should go to the that calloused housing. We need to figure out why these people are going missing.
I was gonna say, Rigurd, it sounds like Safflower can handle herself, but these people being kidnapped cannot, and we should do something to help if we can.
Agreed.
Also, I really don't like the fact that people are separated in this city. It makes me very uneasy.
Can you
Unfortunately,
spell-
that's the way the world works. People have their prejudice versus others just because they're different.
The world only works that way if good people don't do anything.
Edmund Burke.
Can you spell safflower for me, just to be sure?
Yes, yeah, because you were not
quote.
you were not here before. Sapph, like the start of sapphire.
Okay.
So sap, and then literally flower.
Okay, cool.
Kriv / Rachel, that quote is paraphrased in Castlevania, and it gives me a big boner. So just let me know. Alucard says it.
well, obviously. Okay, there we go.
Of course,
All that
Alucard says
matters.
something really fucking cool. Just
I mean,
how he do.
duh.
Okay. So you guys make your way over to the wetlands in
No, callous
No,
housing.
not the wetlands.
right, sorry, the calloused housing. I will get those descriptions when we come back. We're gonna take about a 10-minute break. So we'll be back here in 10 minutes.
Do you think I have enough time to order
All right.
tomorrow's pizza?
But you
Oh,
probably
heck
have.
yeah.
I have been there like 3 to 4 times a week every week since it's open.
I
up.
shit you not. Since
Are
you
you-
told me about it, since my first time eating it, I have not been back, but I've thought about it daily, like
what
straight
pizza?
up daily. Fucking Sparrow, like that big
Oh,
pizza in the mall.
Samara's so fucking
I'm gonna meet-
good.
I'm
No,
gonna
but
meet the street.
Kriv turned me on to ordering outside of the mall, and they have the best shit ever. I got a fucking extra large Loki, I might put that on the D&D battle playlist.
Just randomly between all the songs, that one
There's
comes
definitely there's a couple songs on the battle playlist that they might seem like they're out of place because a lot of it's very heavy, very like intense, emotional, whatever. Some of it's just like overworld music, and it's just kind of like, oh, we're on a map,
on.
but like we're at battle too, you know?
I also wanted to ask you guys, I am not pressed for time tonight at all, so if you
Make it
guys,
as long as you want.
well, it's up to you guys. I know you guys all have to get up.
I don't give a fuck. I will play as long as we can.
I'm kind of running low on time, but I will try and push it.
Does push it mean 10, 10:30, midnight, 2? Corn.
No.
Corn
Fucking
30.
2 a.m.
10 at the latest.
10. Okay.
Oh.
We'll start
Because
cooking.
10 would give me about 5 hours of sleep.
Oh god.
Okay.
Damn.
Ah!
We'll start moving then.
I can do 10. I have no problem
Oh
with
my god, that's so much. Oh wow.
Okay. So
Usually about 4.
That's like, oh wow, I'd be dead.
so as you guys leave the bureau and make your way over to the wetlands, the sun does start to descend over the coast. And
that. I thought we were going to the calloused housing.
I keep saying that, don't I? Yes, you guys are going to the calloused housing.
Man, all this housing is just really damp. What's going on?
Combat.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. This episode will not have combat.
Oh my god!
And the battle mix grows longer.
I'm gonna delete it.
Calist. Okay, I have it on a sticky note. And very terrible.
Son of a-
Christian, what's the point of battle music if we're not going to have battles?
I want a battle.
Well, there's not never gonna be a battle. Anyway, as you guys make your way across
What if
the
he's
city
just
to
saying
the
that to
Calist housing, the sun begins to drop over the city, and you guys have not, because this is the first day you guys have been here, so you haven't seen. The map that you guys saw. That is the first time you guys have seen where you are in the world. So, prior to this,
I'm going to need some visual representation here.
you had the map. I put it in the Discord. I shared it on stream. So, where you are now in relation to
Oh, hey, there it is.
to Fury Keep or Dragon's Veil. Dragon's Veil is not on the map, but Arkul has already said he knows where it is.
What's this partial map bullshit? I want the whole thing.
That's just where the train goes.
No, I want the whole thing.
But this is the first time you guys have been able to get your bearings on where you are, and Rigurd and Felix know where home is in relation to where they are now. I don't have the time on me immediately, but it's Rigurd and Felix just to the stronghold are probably months away from home. And with that, so the Calist housing, you guys, as night begins to fall over Cardi and the lights begin to turn on, and the entire city is absolutely beautiful. You guys can see you guys are now traveling more eastward in the city to where the Calist housing is actually outside the territory of Cardi, not like miles out, but it's outside their walls. And you going this way, you can see that there are an additional 4 lighthouses. So you guys have now seen 8 lighthouses along the coastline, and you have not been close enough to them to see like their exact. You can get an idea of their coloration and their pattern, kind of the same before, but it's hard to tell exactly what they are at this particular distance. And as you guys make your way over to further and further eastward through the city, you do see more Calist in the streets, either peddling or, as you guys will see, many of them have. So, only Rigurd noticed the tattoos on Rin. You guys very plainly can see the tattoos on the Calist over here that you can see. Rigurd can see some of them have the black bands that represent a murderer.
Murder.
Where are you? There they are. Other ones have. So, the murderers specifically. Well. I guess Rigurd will know this, and he can choose if he wants to tell the rest of the team. He knows that if any calloused is marked with murder, whether they did it or not in some cases, the bands are always between the elbow and the shoulder. Always there. There are other tattoos that Rigurd has seen that he does not know what they mean, and there'll be single bands about halfway up their wrist on both arms. He's not sure what that means. And then there are some of those who walk by where they have. Sorry, I'm making sure I get all these right. Some of them have a tattoo of 2 touching coins with like the outline of a pair of lips on their left shoulder. And you guys, as you guys pass them, their tattoos are very obvious, and each of the calloused with that tattoo offer up themselves for money. If you catch my meaning, you can pay for some love.
No,
Is that what you did?
Is that what I did?
Nah.
Oh, did I pay for it? Ha ha. No.
No, confirmed. He's got 2 kids, bro. Confirmed. He'll pay for it in love and devotion to his children.
So, and you guys can see that I don't think you've seen, or if you have, they may not have caught your notice, but there is a variety of the callus that you guys see coming, or that you guys pass, I should say. Some of them are goblinoid, like Rigurd, where they can have a similar, maybe kind of, maybe not the same coloration of the green skin tone that Rigurd has. Some of them have a bit of a yellow coloration. Others can have a deeper, maybe like an amber coloration. You guys have not seen hobgoblins, so you do see a few more of them kind of walking around, where they're much taller than Rigurd. They look a little bit more fierce, but anything they would have that could be used as a natural weapon, like if they had extended teeth or sharpened claws, for lack of a better word, they have been either deformed or I don't want to say disarmed, because that could be taken literally. They're if they had fangs, they have been
filed down.
They have been ground down to stubs. And there are also sorry, I am like I did not have I meant to say this before we actually got on. I did not have a whole lot of time to prepare, so I meant to apologize if I seemed a little scattered. I didn't have.
You made the recording all on your own, man. You good?
I know. I don't like pausing in looking up my notes to remind myself of what's going on. But I have to for this particular session, and I wanted to say that before we started. But
Doing great, bro.
Thank you.
We had a whole conversation about corn. If we can bullshit corn, you can do this.
Yeah, so you guys passed goblins, hobgoblins, as I described. You guys had seen Bugbear in the Guild of Safe Travel. They were the ones who were transporting the coal, although you don't know they were called Bugbear. Rin, I told you guys last time. Your players do not know this. Is a Verdan or Verdun, however you're supposed to say it. And every so often you do see centaurs with similar markings. They're very rare, though. It's very rare to see a centaur.
There are centaurs here?
You'll see...
Damn it, Rachel, down, girl.
You'll see maybe one. And they're extraordinarily thin. Almost no muscle tone to speak of. And are...
Oh my
You're-
god.
You're gonna make Rachel cry. I hope you know that.
Okay.
And so this is before you guys leave the city walls, and as you see a guard or two in this particular area, the ones you do see are actually tending to the Calist, and you can see utter. Yeah, you don't see utters. You can see utter.
No, that was a few weeks ago. Keep going.
Boo!
You can see just the most sad and depressed glances at like you. It's very visually apparent that they do not agree with how Calist are treating. They're bringing them food. They're bringing them bandages, and like asking them like very kindly like if they're shorter they'll come down to their level and like, do you need anything? Like, I will help you with XYZ. Beyond the walls of Cardi, no guard at all. In the Calist housing, which mostly, as you guys go out there and see what's going on, most of them are thatch huts, mud huts, even built onto the rock. Some of them have been able to finagle their way. Like if there's a large stone overhang, they'll make whatever housing out of that they can. They'll get many resources of driftwood off of the beaches. They have some bridging that does go out into the water. They almost look like if there was bridging from, like you guys saw them in the wetlands, any leftover bridging from Cardi that maybe didn't make the cut or they replaced it, it ends up here, and that's what they use to get out into the water. Completely torchlit at night, so you guys can navigate fairly easily, and you are free to look throughout the area.
Rigurd, do you know where your friend is?
He just told me he'd be here around the housing at night. He didn't tell me exactly where his home would be located. I figured we'd just start asking around for his name, see if any of the locals had any idea.
And
Felix.
who's this friend of yours? You were saying?
His name was Rin. He's looked something like a taller version of me. He actually did speak Goblin as well. That's roughly all I can say. He obviously, as you all know, that he works at the Blue Neck Tavern, but
Do you think it'd be best if you asked around in your native tongue so that people trust you?
possibly. Let me go see if I can find some people to talk with.
Those people with the lip tattoos seem to be pretty friendly.
Worth a shot.
Oh. Yeah, go on.
I'll go find the nearest goblinoid creature, whether it be Redan or Goblin or Hobgoblin.
So let's do where is it? Whoa. Head's goblin, tail hobgoblin. Yes, so Rigurd, actually give me a Constitution save. Yeah.
I don't like where that's going.
The kiss.
Perfume. perfume. It's gonna get him.
Hey, but I like where it went. That is a 24.
Okay, yeah. So, the reason for that was as you guys are entering this dilapidated, derelict, what could almost pass for abandoned, section of housing. You do pass a number of rather hungry-looking souls, in that maybe Rin is one of the lucky ones to actually have a job, especially one that's around food. And as Rigurd,
Swear to God, if these fuckers try to eat me.
no, Rigurd is visibly healthier than the rest of them by a significant margin, and Rigurd, he's looking around and his eyes land on another goblinoid, another one of kind of a similar green hue to him, but some aged skin markings and a few scars across the face, shaved head, and okay, I couldn't remember how long Rigurd's ears were. Similar length ears to Rigurd as well, and you can see he does have the same coin tattoos, and he brings up something to his lips and exhales a plume of smoke as he's just looking around. And this is the first goblin that Rigurd has seen since he... not the first one he's seen, but the first one he's really looked at since leaving. You know, he's seen other goblins in places,
But at a passing glance, rather than
but it's like,
getting a good...
Yeah, it's always been in passing, and this is the first time he's actually looked. And the Constitution save was to see how well he would really handle that, because home life wasn't great, but it was home. And what he left behind, Rigurd certainly knows he wanted to make it better, despite what happened, and it puts him in a state of, since you cleared the save by miles, slight agitation, I would say. But yeah, he is just sitting there, puffing his smoke, and sees you come over. Gives you a quick head nod. And he like looks around, and he'll just wait for you.
First thing he'll do is Rigurd will go into his little adventuring sack and pull out some rations and hand them to him. Just
Snatches and eats it as fast as he can, and looks around to see if anybody saw it.
A little bit of water from the water skin and just
Chug a lug, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, in Goblin, so we're just gonna...
I was gonna say it was grunting, yeah.
Perfect.
Like raccoon chitters, but grunting, yeah.
Yeah.
And what is Rigurd actually
Guess
saying?
what?
I don't speak Goblin,
Guess
so...
what? Guess what?
What?
Felix speaks Goblin too.
Do you fucking speak Goblin?
Felix speaks Goblin too.
Christian,
So
I
he
swear to God, you better get on board with this fucking shit.
What do you say in Goblin?
Amazing.
I hope that'll tide you over until the next time we come back to this town. Have you seen a fellow named Rin? Lighter shade compared to me, and about 2 to 3 times my height.
You've had him, yeah. There's you don't have to worry about persuading. And he... Yes. He is. And he tells you where he is. Just down the road past the corner in one of the The hut under the rock. And he looks you up and down. Who do you work for? I haven't seen you.
We're here to help in perfect goblin.
So you,
No. Fucking
so
RP
you guys from
fucking RP it. Fucking do it.
You said it was like raccoons?
raccoon cheddars.
Like grunting and yeah.
He's like,
I'll do it if you don't.
Fucking do it.
We're here to help.
Beautiful.
And he was like about to take another hit, and he.
It's okay. I speak your tongue too.
In Goblin.
Well, yeah.
What does it sound like?
I have to do it every time. Okay.
Yes, you have to translate,
like-
motherfucker.
All right. So okay. I speak. He does this when he's speaking goblin.
No, it's going Italian.
Oh my god.
I forgot that I had that as a language. I mean, I only had it as a language like in his character build because like growing up, that was like a part of his like I don't know studies or whatever. But
I thought you
When-
were bullshitting for a little bit.
no, when Rigurd spoke goblin to Rin, he wasn't there to witness that, so he didn't say anything. So he was busy talking to the guard. So
Mhm.
he hadn't heard Rigurd speak goblin, I don't think, this entire campaign up until just now.
Yeah,
So he's like,
he's
oh,
been
dude, I
speaking
speak your
goblin.
shit too, bro. So yeah, he's speaking goblin.
Yeah, and the goblin that Rigurd is speaking to is very confused, but you know he tries to he asked Rigurd who he works for.
So,
He
Rigurd just
he speaks
Rigurd just said, yeah.
he speaks in a very contracted goblinoid language, so it's more of just like
I also just looked, and Felix also speaks Draconic.
I swear to
Christ.
God.
learned.
But no, he didn't know it when they were commoners. So when Arkul was speaking Draconic, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm assuming, we'll just RP it as he's got his Draconic bloodline. He just kind of knows it now.
Damn. So
Well-
no private conversations are safe around
D-
Felix.
D-
And
he-
also Primordial, if anyone really wants to get primitive and get Primordial, he knows Primordial too.
Oh, go.
You speak
go.
Infernal too? I mean, jeez.
No, man, I
I
haven't
do.
been a spellcaster
All right,
before, and they
we
get
can have
so many
secret
languages.
conversations then.
Okay.
Unless I
Jeez.
cast Detect Read Minds.
And Mally is like, I speak in Cornell. See, I can do it too.
The corn.
Cornish?
Anyway,
And then you just hear,
anyway,
Oh
we're
God.
short on time.
Fuck.
But he asks Rigurd who he works for. You can answer in English. It's fine.
No, I have to fucking RP it, alright?
It's
No,
been
so,
RP'd. What are you saying?
Rigurd's just... I don't know what you mean. I don't work for anyone at the moment. We are, our group is representing Blondavale, just north of here. Trying to fix a lot of the issues with this city at the moment.
And he
You
looks,
can-
he's very confused. Like, Ilanda Vale? And they accept us?
It took some getting used to on the part of the townspeople, but in time, most of them did accept us.
Do they need work done?
Yes, they need plenty of work.
They would definitely
they are but a
appreciate you
small
there.
town, and they are but a small town and few in number, and any work would be gladly accepted.
Do you know what they're saying?
No,
Ugh.
I don't.
Me neither.
It's very scary sounds, though. Like, we know Infernal, and that's like demon language, but
Still
still.
more scary than Infernal, but
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah.
Demon speak.
So Rigurd's gonna ask. We've also been tasked with trying to figure out why so many people have been going missing from this area. Have you noticed anything? Anything that goes bump in the night, or did anyone you know go missing?
He looks away and takes another hit. It is not unusual. We all know someone who's been lost. But there's nothing we can do.
Well, we're here to do something for you.
He's still looking away. Yeah.
You look cool when you do that.
Now, how far was it to travel again from Alon Vale to Cardi?
I think it took you guys about a week.
Days. Yeah, it was
About a
definitely a
week.
significant distance.
And
For
there was
5 very healthy and able bodies.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
people be starving. They would
and
need escort.
we took a fairly clear road, correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
It's as clear as it could be. There wasn't a road per se, because Ginny had trouble finding the place.
Right. It's not like an actual constructed road, but it's more like some wagons have gone through this area and have trampled down the brush.
Maybe once. It's not obvious to anyone who is not a regular traveler, because Ginny couldn't find it. If it was around any area approaching obvious, Ginny would have already have had to found them, or anyone from Cardi for that matter.
Rigurd, perhaps once we accomplish our task here, we can lead back some of the Calist to Alonda Vale so they can start a new life.
Exactly what I was thinking. Was hoping we'd be able to gather up some food for them and maybe a carriage or two and try and take them off to Alonda Vale and find a better living arrangement for them.
Well, if Cardi goes forward with its plans to mine the town, they're definitely going to need people to work there. But I would hate for them to be classed as lower citizens than other people like they are here.
But that's why we're here. That's why the Brotherhood is here. We're here to make sure Alonda Vale can continue to live peacefully and not be consumed by Cardi.
That's definitely the hope, but after seeing things in this city, my hope is not as bright as it was before.
Especially, and he looks around at literally people prostituting, starving, dying.
It makes me think that Cardi does not really care about its citizens or the people that live here.
In Goblin.
Just
I'm not asking you to say
I-
it in Goblin, but was that said in Goblin?
I would assume that they are having the conversation with a goblin present. He wants the goblin to hear this too.
Okay, yeah,
So it's probably in Goblin. Yeah, it's in Goblin.
okay.
Well, you know what they say. It's always darkest before the dawn. So,
Well-
the situation will get better.
The
We
only
will
way it'll
ensure
get better
that.
is if we do something. So we need to find who's kidnapping these people. So I guess we need to find Rin as soon as we can.
Cardi cares just fine for its people. It's the ones they view outside of their people that they don't care about.
Exactly. They should care about everyone equally. You are just as much a person as me, as Rigurd, as Char, and you'll just hear like Char, Asher.
I think they're talking about us.
Yes, but I still don't understand what they're saying.
It's not fair to judge someone based on how they look or where they come from. I mean, even my own village doesn't like people that look like Rigurd, but I've come to know Rigurd as a very good friend. If anything, a brother.
And he holds up his not bloodied wrist anymore, but
it's
he's
gone.
just, you know what I
He
mean.
said
He still
Rigurd
holds
there.
it up.
He said Rigurd.
I caught Rigurd. I don't know anything else though.
So I guess once we find Rin, we'll do our best to help you all.
He doesn't quite know how to react. He's processing a lot of information at the moment. If you're playing some kind of joke on us, it's not funny. We have enough troubles.
It's not a joke. We sincerely want to help you.
Even if there's any way he can persuade him, he will.
Yeah, I was
persuasion.
just about to say make a persuasion check.
As Felix is saying that, Rigurd's gonna pull out the rest of his provisions, his rations.
Baby, give me that 22. Suck me down. That's
Rigurd's gonna pull
persuasive.
out the rest of his rations. What was your name again?
With a 22.
Oh, there's like anime sparks flying. Like,
We're here to help.
he looks like Sailor Moon up in that motherfucker.
Felix just transforms. What's his name, Joe? Are you going to like a goblin name generator, huh? You're going to a name generator, aren't you?
Trying to decide.
So
if
we
I
got
wanna- how many syllables.
Goblin is. Did we do any other languages
Not yet.
yet? Like where
We'll
we made.
figure it out as we go.
love. That's like one of my favorite things about D&D is like how it gets interpreted like a different language to people that don't know what it sounds like. That's like one of my favorite fucking things ever. Primordial. Remember the glub glubs?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Glub,
that
glub,
that was a
glub.
callback. Tanny.
I just yeah, dude.
Classic.
That fucking clip. I'm so close to texting that dude to just be like, "Hey man, are you still a scumbag? Like, I miss you."
Yeah, like you have to ask.
Still a scumbag. I miss you.
He's
Poetic.
Brock is so fun, dude. He's so
Oh,
fun.
man.
He really
True.
is. I love him,
Oh, Bork.
but I don't like him at all at the same time. So hopefully he's not a shithead anymore.
Oh, he probably is.
Wishful
So
thinking.
you're getting your hopes up way too high there, buddy.
Some people need guidance.
I think he's had guidance. I think he ignored it, and then
You're
wrapped it
right.
up and smoked it.
I
Anyway,
just miss-
so
I miss the boy.
as you guys are talking to him, he's trying to figure out, but with Felix, he's trying to figure out exactly how he should feel about what is going on and what exactly he's interacting with. Because, well, you guys don't have Hadrian, so 4 very healthy individuals coming in and caring is even more rare than a centaur in these parts.
What's
So-
his name?
He looks at Rigurd. Grier. Actually, I don't like that pronunciation. Let's say Greer. Greer. That sounds cooler.
How do you
I was gonna
spell
say-
it?
Grier sounds like Briar. He's our friend back at Alena.
Still have no idea what they're saying.
Felix will fill them in because obviously they're just standing like.
Yeah, I was about to say he'll come out of Goblin and speak in common. You don't need to look so concerned. We're almost done here.
It's okay, guys. I speak Goblin.
You speak it very well.
Thanks, Tanny.
Well,
somewhere
Greer,
somewhere in the sky, a bird is flying over. Yeah. Anyway,
well, Greer, if you do me a favor, since you're so kind to point us in the direction of Rin's house, or stead, I should say, please take the rest of these, and he'll hand out all 9 of his rations left.
oh yeah, he immediately tucks that shit behind him and frantically looks around.
I understand it might be tempting to keep this amongst yourself and make it last. I'll do my best to bring more food out as I gain more. Please spread amongst the camp as much as you can.
And tell them that there is hope, and the Brotherhood of Mouse is that hope.
Gork!
Oh, God.
Fucking knew it!
The Gork was out of character. The Gork was
I
out
was
of character.
fucking waiting for
So
it.
he tucks the rations under whatever semblance of clothing that he has managed to cobble together can cover. He looks around and just looks back at Rigurd. You should be going. You may attract too much attention, and we don't need any more trouble.
Thank you for the warning. I will be back.
Brotherhood of the Mouse. Takes another rip.
Got that Shire weed.
So yeah, you guys find Rin's house without much complication. You're very easily able to just look in these homes. None of them have doors or window coverings of any kind. They're all very open. And he is inside. He has a very small fire. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like an Alabama fire hole or something. But it's where you dig out one hole and then you dig out another right next to it, and you dig out a space between them as low as you can. So you start your fire. Yeah, you start your fire in one. It pulls in air from the next hole over, and it keeps the fire low and the smoke low.
Cool.
And he's got, you guys can see around him, he's got some oldish looking, slightly moldy bread. Any food that may look decently edible or even fresh, it has either bite marks in it or it's just they're the scraps. Thank you, Rubber, for that sub. And he is very quick to like reach for a stick he has behind him, and then he takes a deep breath and he puts it back down as he realizes it's you guys. And he gestures you to come in.
In we go.
And you go, yeah. He's just like looking around like, well, you're here.
So what was it that you had to tell us about these disappearances?
I do not know much about them, but I know that one of my friends here, one of his friends or family, I can't remember which, one of them came back, but they don't talk about it. That's the only connection I know of what is going on.
What do you mean, came back? As in he was abducted and returned?
I don't know. Many of us disappear. We do not ask many questions because we are afraid of repercussion. We don't know what is taking them or why. And if we ask too many people in town, maybe we get in trouble. But he may know.
Which friend is it? We'll find him and we'll get this taken care of.
I can get him for you. He's not far by. And he walks like between you guys to the window. And he just shouts into the open air like, "Hey!" And you guys can hear him respond, "What? Get over here."
What's your name?
And a hobgoblin, which you guys don't know, but I am running out of time, and descriptions take a little while. Just take the classic hobgoblin image off of D&D Beyond, and that's this guy. He enters the room and is immediately like alarmed and is looking over at all of you like, number one, healthy, why? Number two, weird moon, dragon thing, pink. And Rin is, he offers him what little food he has, and he's like, "Okay, why are you giving me food?" And he looks at Rin. "Did you take this?" Rin just shrugs. "We take what we must." They have some questions for you, if you don't mind answering. In the hobgoblin, his teeth as well are ground down. You can see his fingers they've long since healed. But where nails would grow, his fingers are almost like to the first knuckle you have on the edge of your finger. His fingers have been heavily scarred. You're not sure if they've been ground down or cut off or whatever, but they're scarred up to that point, and they're very short and stubby. But he still is able to eat the food, and there is no furniture to speak of within these places. Most of it is either just piles of wood that maybe they use to sit on, old stumps, driftwood, and he sits on a stump that is in the space and finishes whatever he was eating. What do you wish to know?
Can you tell us about your disappearance? Who took you? What happened? And how did you get back here? And it's not us asking to pry into your life or to rat you out. It's we sincerely want to help.
Yeah, and I won't make you roll for that one. It's the situation's fine. And he looks over at Rin, and Rin just gives him a nod. There are many circumstances in this life that are unfavorable, and he gestures to Rigurd, to Calist. To Rigurd and Rin, I should say, them as the group. The situations are unfavorable and often hostile, and we have nothing. We are not allowed to have weapons of any kind. And he looks back at Rin. Even that stick there, if he does not walk with it in a convincing enough of a way to suggest that maybe he has limp or other ailment that requires him to have it, he may just be taken on the spot. He may not taken. He may be arrested on the spot, or his item confiscated. And we have nothing to defend ourselves. We can barely hunt in the night, or during the day we have very little tooling to fish, and even less money to purchase things with. Some people care. There are those that care, and they are the reason that our numbers are not dwindling in the few as you see us. And he looks very seriously at Rin and Rigurd. What I am about to tell you, you cannot tell even other Callists. You cannot tell anyone. Do not speak of this in the city. Do not speak of this to your mother or your father. No one can know. There is a woman who will help us. We are not disappearing. She takes us out on excursion. And she shows us how to defend ourselves. She shows us places where we can find food that the god do not know about, or that they do. Bless you, Ryan. That they do not.
Thanks.
That they do not monitor. And not all of us make it back. It is a very it is a difficult choice, because the journey there is strenuous enough, and we can leave no trace of where we are going. And there are times in your life where you must decide to either stay where you are and hope things get better, or risk that and leave and hope that you can make them better on your own. And I made the decision that if I cannot live here, if it is too difficult, and it still is, but it is less so now, I want every tool at my disposal to give me the best chance at surviving, even as unfit as this is for even the worst creatures. I wanted the best chance.
Is the person who took you, is her name Safflower by chance?
And he shh. Do not say her name here.
Good connection.
So it is her. I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure.
She is risking more than just her own life to help us here. She is very strong. She is very strong. She is smart. And she looks at us with such care and dignity. It's unlike anyone else I've ever met.
Well, it's what you guys deserve.
Many people do not feel this way. She has the help of another. It is a very strange man. He speak funny, and he comes from a distant land. He also is very strong and very strange.
Do you know his name?
He said it to me once. I think he said his name was Yola.
Yola.
Yeah, Yola.
Well, we came here because we kind of wanted a lead on how to find Safflower for the guard themselves. But now I'm not so sure I want to help them find her, because they probably want her to stop doing what she's doing. And I personally
hope not.
stand with Safflower's stance on helping you find a better life.
I truly hope she is not been identified. Maybe that is the word. I hope she has not been identified by them. I have no way of knowing if they did.
I'm not very sure myself, but that's definitely the person who led us to you guys, was a guard.
And I don't think I said, but he is speaking common, just so everybody knows. And her excursions do not typically take this long. They have, from the ones that I know who have gone and come back, as it were, they should have been back by now, days ago.
Do you know who was taken for the last excursion?
No, she tells us that we should recommend other people who we think are trustworthy to her. But there is a fear among our kind, and if we report things to the guard that may inform them of this kind of activity, there is very high reward. So we do not speak of it much, and I have not recommended anyone. I am too scared to say anything.
Felix does some mental math, looks at Rigurd.
I think that we should recommend you, Rigurd. That way we can find her.
I was actually thinking the same thing myself.
She
If
needs
you-
to know that the guard are looking for her.
If you guys were to go back to the tavern and spend the night there, I think I will spend the night here in the camp.
No. No. She has not been back. Something may be
Well, then-
wrong.
Do you know where we could find her, or what direction we could look for her in?
Because if she truly hasn't been back in some time, then perhaps we should rush to her aid and try and
Yeah.
figure out what the issue might be.
And he looks at Rin, and both of them are stunned. You guys, by now, you're very aware that they do not get such kindnesses ever. And to see this, this would be akin to a miracle in their eyes, that not just one or two or three, but if Hadrian were here, obviously he would care as well. But to see the 5 plus Mally of you all care to this degree is like practically unfathomable, And the hobgoblin is just looking over you guys, trying to figure out like how do I map this to the schema in my mind? I don't understand. But he looks back at Rigurd. I can tell you the direction. I cannot go with you. I have too much to do, and I do not have the energy. I am stronger because of her, but I still have other mouths to feed.
And this is the hobgoblin.
This is the hobgoblin, yeah.
Would you be able to show us the way if we took you?
I can point you in the direction, but if I do not find food, there will be I don't know if there's a word. Many deaths. There will be many deaths that of people who do not eat as a consequence.
That that should not be much of an issue at this current point. I gave a day's worth of food to you might know him, a goblin like myself, Greer.
Grit. He gets a little frustrated. That food will be gone before tomorrow, and he would not have shed a single morsel.
At that point, Rigurd's pretty pissed. hearing this information, so he's gonna rush back to where Greer is.
So Rigurd just leaves.
Yeah, just fucking bolts out the door.
Okay, so Rigurd just walks out. And
No, not walks out, fucking bolts out.
So yeah, you guys hear him. It'll be gone before tomorrow, and then Rigurd just, and he's like, well. Okay, so
He's
anyway,
kind of loose cannon, but yeah, if you guys could potentially show us the direction, or, you know, I know my friend Asher over here, he's really into maps. If you could just draw us like a little waypoint or something, that'd be really helpful.
I've marked the location on your map. Yeah.
Settlements
Say,
day.
we were already told that sheep could potentially be over at the wetlands. Does that speak any truth to you?
She would not be there now. She is he's like gesturing to his skin. The water creature. Do you know this?
The
We
water
already
what?
received her, guys. We already
Rigurd is not
received
there.
her description. No, I understand, but
Did I
everyone
ask you
in
to
the group
meta?
should-
Did I ask you to
Felix knows
Yeah.
because he spoke with a Water Ganassi guard.
So she's a water ganassi?
Yeah, yes. Many of them live there. I do not know if she does or not. Mostly, she's here in town for a little bit at a time. Comes back, help us, and then leave again.
Well-
I can show you the way where to go, but I cannot go with you.
The way is fine. That's all we need. We'd very much appreciate it.
Yeah, and he'll tell you guys, like, you can see it from outside the hut. Out on the beach, the furthest torch between the stone and the sea, that is where you should start. Yeah. Follow the coast as long as you can, until you see it is called a fork, until you see a fork in the road, and
A fuck in the road?
fork, and there is a dirt path to the left. And it's from there it is highly visible.
So left on the fork. Got it.
Follow the coast and take the left path at the fork.
Past the farthest torch.
Yes, you should be able to get there within about a day's travel.
Well, I know it's hard to trust, you know, quote unquote non-calloused, which I don't really agree with that classification. But anyway, you know, we are here to help you, so rest easy and we'll do our best to make this happen so that you guys can hopefully have a different kind of life sooner rather than later.
You are more kind than what we deserve.
Flips his hair anime like,
Thank you.
And
God, I'm glad Rigurd was gone for that.
and he looks at Felix, and so you guys can see up close that Rin has his a tunic that covers most of his body. And when I say tunic, I mean like a very loose piece of like barely staying together leather that hangs off of his shoulders and kind of comes to a point around where his feet are. And that now you can see his tattoos are highly visible as well. And this hobgoblin, he says, because I don't think this guy specifically has seen Felix speak in Goblin. But he looks at Rin and he'll say something to him in Goblin real quick. Do they see you for what you are? And Rin, he just shakes his head no very quickly.
Felix responds in Goblin. and he's like,
I don't see I don't see Callist as any different from people like me or Char or Asher or Rigurd. Everyone's a person. It doesn't matter what you look like.
There he goes again saying our names. What is he saying?
I don't know.
I don't know.
but he doesn't know the tattoo thing, so he doesn't know that's what he's referring to. He thinks he's referring to the callus classification.
Yeah. So both of them look at Felix like, oh. And Rin is like, now you guys can see it. He holds up his arm, which has the 4 black rings and 2 red rings. I can't remember them specifically, but because we're running out of time. 4 black and 2 red is what you see for the moment. And Rin holds up his arm, and he says in common, "Do you know what this is? Why we are all marked?"
Well, I'm not really sure personally, but I don't really think markings can dictate how a person acts.
They are not dictatorial of how we act. They are a sign of the things we have done. Those, and he gestures to his left shoulder, which is bare. Those with the coinage are lovers for money. Anyone with marks here are known to be cheaters at gambling, and their sleeves cannot cross that point. And he gestures to himself. They have branded me as a murderer. And on the second red ring, you can actually see the scribblings of names that go across the band. Why are you so kind to me?
Well, back at my own village, I wasn't treated very well either based on how I looked. So, I think it's not fair to write someone off based on their appearance. And it seems like this whole city is based on that ideology. So, well, I mean, murdering isn't the best thing you could have done, but
I did not murder them.
I would assume, if anything, based on the conditions of this city, that any bad deed done was to preserve the good of something else in your own family or circle of friends or anything for your people. So,
and
when people are forced
he
into...
stands up from what he was cooking, and I did not murder them. And Felix, Felix, Char, and Asher, I'll say it, why not? Heck. You guys all immediately get a sense that he has wanted to say this for a very long time and has had no one to say it to. I did not murder them. I have been branded for decades, centuries. I cannot remember. I didn't do it. And he holds up his arm real quick. They do this so they know how long it's been. And he gestures to the names. And the names are on me forever. And he goes down the rings. 1 year for each black ring. 5 years for red. At 10 years, they stop caring about you. And he go ahead.
You're saying you're falsely accused for murder, but they still branded you with the crime?
Falsely charged and... Mayali and Varys Galanudel. And those are the names you can now see in his arm. They were good to me, like you. There was a an attack of some kind on my home, where we all lived and things were fine. I was fed. I look for food every day now. I'm hungry all the time. Never there. Never, never, never. And these brutes, the short in stature, and they have big arms and technology I've never seen before. I wiped them out. They attacked the city. And the next place I go to for help, they go, oh, this man's a killer. He killed them. Who's your owner's boy? My alien, Varus, Scotland, no doubt. They're good to me. I don't know where they are. I need help to find them. Charged for murder. On the spot. Branded.
Well, you don't strike me as someone malicious or...
I mean, Felix doesn't know, like, a murderer from a not, but he's just going to say it anyway.
Someone capable of something so bad, and your story definitely seems true. I guess, if anything, that's even more of a reason for us to help you, because there's probably lots of people in this city with the same or similar kind of situation. So it's best we find Safflower and we make sure that she's not caught and that we can hopefully remedy the situation.
I have very...
Also, I killed a witch. It was pretty cool.
And he shows him, like, the burn-ass scabbard.
Yeah, he's like... he's not really into it. At the moment. Just... You remind me of them.
Were they moon elves?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, well, it's an elf like me.
He looks you up and down, and he gestures to your... he doesn't touch you, but he points to his forehead. They did not have this.
Well, not everyone does.
I have very high hopes for you, and I wish you the best, but my expectations are very low.
Well, the best thing to do in situations like this is just to try to hope for the best, even though it's not really the most hopeful.
If there is anything I can ever do for you in the Blue Neck, please let me know.
Well, we're going to do our best to do what we can. We just need to find Safflower, and hopefully Rigurd didn't wander off too far.
Thank you for the
forgot he
thank you for those donations.
Bolted.
Appreciate you, homie.
You're muted, Joe.
I know I had to talk to the stream real quick. So
Oh, he's telling the stream secrets.
with that, we're gonna cross back over to Rigurd. So as Rigurd is
Yeah.
storming over in a motherfucking huff,
Mm-hmm.
he is gone.
Conned. Oh man, I want to play till 2 a.m.
Rigurd or fucking
Fuck.
Joe, if Rigurd ever
Hi.
sees this man again, like if he ever fucking crosses his path, please ask me to make a perception check to see if I see him. And if I fucking see him, I'm gonna fucking hit that man with a goddamn Kamehameha.
John, are you sure you can't play till 2 a.m., bro?
I'm pretty fucking sure.
No,
Yeah.
I get the blue collar life. I would never push John to do that.
I get it. You're gonna
way too
go
hard. It's way
just
too hard.
make another baby with your wife, Joe. Okay. See how it is.
Anyway,
Listen, that wouldn't even imply that.
I don't know, dude.
Alright,
It's almost like I say these things to you for a reason. Like, hey, Christian, shut up, and you're like, why would I do that? I would never do that. And then every time, man, every time,
Is that what I sound like?
it's exactly what you sound like. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned it up to now. Like, anyway, so we are going to position things nice and clean for the next session. You guys can long rest. Why not get a long rest in? We'll start the next session. You guys make your way down the coast. You find the fork in the road, and you walk upon quite the calamitous battle scene. Next episode, we'll be starting with combat.
No.
Yes.
Yay!
And you guys will have your first guest, who is in the chat right now, Mr. Rubber Vibration, the one and only Kevin, will be joining you guys for the next few episodes.
Kevin!
So fucking stoked.
Yeah,
God,
and
I am.
yeah, it's since 2 hours is not, or 2-ish is not really long enough to have a guest. He'll be here for a few episodes of yours.
Deep gorgles.
Fucking love it. Love all of it. I will talk to you guys later.
Big
Yeah,
Gork.
go to bed, John.
Bye.
Bye, John.
To the stream, Rubber, thank you again for those donations and the subscription. Helps us out a lot. Hi, it is Tuesday, so these guys are meant to play on Friday. That will not be happening because we played now. Group 1 will be back the following Friday on the 1st. Their schedule changed back to Fridays. These guys will be back on the 8th with Rubber Vibration. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thanks to everybody who came out, watched, support the stream. We love you all.
Yeah.
Best stream.
Goodbye.